Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig announcing his run for Michigan governor earlier this week, as 47% of voters in the state of Michigan think Michigan is currently on the wrong track. 46% disapprove of Gretchen Whitmer as governor, and Police Chief Craig is making a real standout in these polls. Joining me right now is the man himself. He is former Detroit Police Chief, Michigan gubernatorial candidate, James Craig. Chief Craig, great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. A real move resonating with the people of Michigan. Tell me about your platform.
Well, I got to tell you, what's missing here in Michigan and our nation, a leadership void. People are sick and tired of politics as usual. People do a lot of talking, but they don't do anything. And so what Detroiters have come to learn, and Michiganders are learning now, is that I lead from the front. We saw what happened in Detroit last year. Certainly, we were one of the few major cities that didn't burn last year. We're talking about leadership, building relationships. Small businesses are sick and tired of these unilateral decisions. It's not the pandemic. It's really the decisions that were made. And then you talk about schools. I mean, so there's a lot going on, but people want leadership. It's just that simple. And it's no secret, yep. 44 years as a public servant, I've demonstrated it time and again.
Well, look, I think you make a really important point in terms of schools, in terms of crime. You see that in other cities as well, like New York. It's not necessarily the fear of COVID that is sending people out of the city and having others reluctant to go back. It's crime. And look at your city, Detroit. It's a high crime city. Surrounding cities are pulling back on their moves to defund the police now because they've seen the impact. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is set to boost police spending after defunding the department last year. Look, we talked about this for the last 2 years. How did they think it was going to play out when they were all on the front lines, led by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, to defund our police department?
You know, I got to tell you, Maria, so let's talk about Chicago. What's comical, so now cities are backing off this whole defund the police movement, but the damage is already done. The men and women of Chicago PD, I've had conversations with them, they don't feel supported. And because they don't feel supported, so now all of a sudden you want to hire more police. How are you going to retain them? How are you going to recruit? The damage is done. And so she's not a leader. We know factually what CPD did when one of their officers was recovering from injuries. They turned their back. They don't respect her, yep. And so they don't support her. And so she's got a bigger problem on her hands. So now you want to throw money at it. And even our governor, last year she said, oh, well, I support the spirit of a defund. And now she is trying to put funding for law enforcement. What does the spirit mean?
Yeah.
And so that's something she needs to answer.
So you think, given your relationships, given your position as the police chief, you will be able to appeal to those officers to come back into the fight, to come back to work, and understand that they have your support?
Absolutely.
Should you become governor?
When I'm governor, they'll know it. I have full support of men and women across the state who serve factually around the country. I get calls all the time because there's not enough who sit in my seat or my former seat as chief that will stand up and unapologetically support men and women who serve. It just doesn't happen. It's sad. It is sad.
Yeah.
Look at all the
thank
cities.
You for that. Thank you for doing that, James, for the support. I agree. The police officers of the country need to understand that they are supported. That's why I am also incredibly supportive whenever I can be. Let me bring in Steve Forbes right now. Go ahead, Steve.
Future governor, you're going to fight on crime, and you understand that it's not just the money, it's how you lead departments, which Lori Lightfoot won't understand even with the increased budgeting. But what are you going to propose to do on schools? Are you going to push education savings accounts, break the monopoly of the unions, which did so much harm? And as you well know, it's people with least means in poor areas that get hurt by these bad schools. What are you going to do in education if you become governor of Michigan?
Well, I got to tell you, we're going to do something very different. And what we've forgotten, I don't care who you talk to, who is the true stakeholder in the schools? It's not the unions. It's not the school boards. It's the parents. And that's what's missing today. The parents have to play a key role. They have to be listened to. How do you think they're promoting this critical race theory? This is unions and school boards, and the parents are angry. They're left out of the conversation. We have got to get our children back in schools. The parents have got to play a key role. We got to get our children involved in
would you
athletics.
support money to the parents instead of the schools? Give the money to the parents through various accounts. They control the money, not these bureaucrats.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the way it should go. The parents have got. It's like everything we're talking about. The true victims or true stakeholders are not being listened to. It's the same thing with crime.
Yes.
So what we do is we make the criminals into victims, and we forget about the true victims who live in vulnerable neighborhoods. We forget about the parents, the stakeholders.
That's right. James, Craig, it's great to see you. We'll be watching your campaign. Thanks very much for laying it all out for us this morning. We so appreciate your time.
You.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We will see you soon. Thank you, Chief.